What are the top 10 restaurants in the Barretto, Baloy Beach area? Stay tuned to find out. One of the good things about visiting here in the Subic Bay area, especially Barretto and the Baloy Beach area, are all the restaurants that are wonderful. And it's amazing how many good restaurants there are for such a small area. But that's because it's a tourist area, and there are several hotels that have very good restaurants connected to them. And there are several standalone restaurants also. So there's a lot to choose from. Now, the rankings that you're going to be seeing are not my rankings. They're rankings that came from a survey taken on a popular expat website, PI at Night. So I'm using the votes from that to rank the restaurants. So after you see the rankings, I will make some general comments. But before we get started with the rankings 1 through 10, there's a bonus of 2 honorable mention restaurants that did not make the top 10 list that deserve mentioning. So here we go. Honorable mention goes to the Beer Garden. This is a relatively new restaurant located where the Sit-in Bowl used to be. It didn't get a lot of votes in the voting because I think a lot of people who voted have not been to Barretto in the last year or longer. So they didn't really know enough about Beer Garden to vote for it. But it's definitely a restaurant to check out. If you have not checked it out, it's a must-see because it's beautiful. They put a lot of money into it. It's amazing. The front half is air-conditioned. The back half is open air with a huge TV screen, the biggest indoor screen in the area. And they have a new pizza oven, wood-fired brick oven. I haven't tried the pizza yet. It's probably good. A couple of people told me it is. So check out the Beer Garden the next time you're in Barretto. The Palm Tree Resort and Restaurant did not make the top 10, but it's worthy of discussion and it deserves to be considered. I consider this restaurant to be kind of the unknown. It's unknown to a lot of people. Most people don't talk about it. No, they know there's a restaurant here, but they don't know that it's a good one. And it's one of the best hotel restaurants in town. A very big menu, excellent meals. I love the chicken Kiev and baked potato. And my wife likes the lapu fried fish. That's excellent. Everything they do is good here. It's really worth your time to try it out. It's located on the 2nd floor in the back. You can sit inside or you can go out on the veranda and enjoy the early evening, viewing the bay and feeling the nice breeze. Now it's time for the countdown from the number 10 to the number 1 most popular restaurants in Barretto and Baloy Beach. The first one is number 10, Treasure Island. They not only have great food and a pretty big menu, they've been known for good food for many years, but they have a great place to eat that food by the pool, looking out over the bay. It makes for a very pleasant dining experience. Number 9 is Harleys by the Bay on Baloy, Long Beach Road. I haven't eaten there in about 3 years, but I remember they had good hamburgers, Indian food, good schnitzels. Jambolis is number 8. They made the list because of good pizza. They're very popular here in town. They have other items on their menus. They have chicken wings and shawarma. Myles Cafe makes the list at number 7. They started their restaurant a couple of months before the pandemic, and they were able to hang in there. They put out a lot of good food, and I'm going to crown this restaurant as the champion of value. They have the cheapest prices, and considering the excellent food, it's a great value if you're on a budget. Especially, you should check out Jewel. I really like the chicken curry with potato, very reasonably priced. And for breakfast, I like the breaded eggs Benedict. That's very special and worth the trip just for that. Wild Herbs is number 6. They used to be down there next to Dynamite Dick's. They moved to this new renovated building. They're noted for their Thai food. Number 5 is Mangoes. They've been around and been popular for over 10 years. Tomo bought it, the hotel, made a lot of improvements, and then he sold to another couple of owners, and they continue to make improvements so that this hotel and restaurant has been popular for a long time. And it's by the bay, it's open air. A lot of times there's a nice breeze going through, and it's very pleasant for dining in the early evening. Number 4 is John's Sushi and Steakhouse. They used to be located down at the Pub Hotel, and they moved down here a few months ago into a facility on the 2nd floor, and upstairs is open air. John and Lynn, the owners, have a lot of good food, very special. They do a great job with steaks, especially in fish. There's always something special going on, so always ask about anything special that may not be on the menu or something that's brand new on the menu. This is upstairs in the open air rooftop area where the pool table is. Now we've reached the top 3 restaurants. Number 3, Angel's Bakery. It's a German bakery and restaurant. What's there not to like about a German bakery? The bakery goods are such high quality, absolutely unbelievable. And they have a small menu of soups, salads, sandwiches, and pasta, all very, very good. Myles Cafe, number 2. They have a big menu of ethnic foods, American, Filipino, Italian, and Mexican. By far, they've got the best Mexican food in town, and they have a huge Mexican menu. If you're into Mexican, that's the place. But everything else is also excellent. Ranked high for a very, very good reason. Now we've reached the coveted number 1 spot for the number 1 restaurant voted by the fans. Sit and Bowl. They've been around 15 years about. They developed a lot of following. They're known for big quantity of food, huge menu, lots of variety, and they have more desserts than anybody else in town. So if you're on a weight control situation, be careful about looking over at the dessert area. So there you have it, the top most popular restaurants in this area of Barretto and Baloy Beach. I agree with most of the list, 8 out of the top 10 list I agree with. A couple of restaurants I would not have put in the top 10. A couple of did not, 2 or 3 restaurants did not make it in the top 10 that I would have put in. And those are the Palm Tree, the Hops and Brews, Beer Garden, and the Arizona. The Arizona just barely missed out of the top 10. They've been known for a good restaurant over the last few years. But other than that, I certainly agree with the top 2, 3, 4 on the list. Sit and Bowl deserves to be number 1. They've been here around 15 years. They've been successful for all those years. They built up a great following, and they were number 1 to me for the last several years. So that's no surprise. And then came along Myles a couple of years ago, and now Myles is right there for number 1 also. And that does not take away from Sit and Bowl. It just means how good Myles is. Between Myles and Sit and Bowl, you got 2 very good restaurants, my 2 favorite. And if I was voting by way of how many times I go to restaurants, Myles would edge out Sit and Bowl. But both are excellent. Everything on the list of the top 10 and more are very worthwhile going to here in this area. So that's it for now. See you next time.